His MVP. Golfs one, right field. Forget about it. Rangers strike first. Goes after the first one. Drills a high fly ball. Left center field. This game is tied. From Javier. Seager hits a high fly ball. Deep right field. A bomb into first. Swing. High drive. It's tied. Seager smashes the ball down the line. Goodbye. Now Seager to right center field. Way back there. Corey Seager does it again. It's Texas Rangers win the World Series. The Willie Mays Most Valuable Player Trophy presented by Chevrolet. Is there any doubt? Corey Seager.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Right On Rangers Live. Coming at you in the fourth quarter. Not a great ball game for the Horns today. No other way to put it. Had a little bit of a loss, and speaking of, Florida throwing it here, up by 2 scores. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me either. Longhorns are going to pick this one off. Michael Taft gives the Horns life. I don't understand that call from Florida at all. I do not get why they are throwing the ball in that spot. Makes literally 0 sense. Hey, hook 'em horns, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate all you guys. Look, Arch Manning has looked a little overwhelmed in this one, and he's going to get sacked right here. Albert, right on cue. This O-line has had some trouble today. It's not just the breakdowns occasionally in pass blocking. It's the penalties as well. I mean, you've seen multiple false start penalties today. On the day, looking up the penalties for Texas. See if I can get them pulled up here. Really, 7 for 55. I mean, it could be worse. Still not ideal. 7 flags on the day. Wonder how many of those were O-line holding and also false starts. Feels like at least half, if not 4 or 5. 2nd and 17. Arch on the run again. He's going to escape. Heaves it deep, and it is going to be incomplete. Looked like he had a little bit of an edge there, but was not meant to be. It's 3rd and 17. Man, Florida gives you life, and the Horns just have been able to do nothing with it. 36% on the season in third down conversions, 3 of 9 today. That is ugly. DFA Arch, that's hilarious, Colby. Good to see you, man. That is freaking hilarious. Brian, what's good, man? Yeah, look, Arch's real test today. I mean, we can make excuses all day long, but let's just say it has not been great. It has not been great. But, as I always say, even when the Rangers are absolutely sucking, rain or shine, we show up, take one on the chin. We hope maybe this game can get interesting late, but you know what? It's looking pretty bleak at this point. Delay a game penalty. This offense is just looking all sorts of out of sync. Just all sorts of out of sync. Turdy Stomper, what's good, man? Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, Arch today has not been great. He has not been great at all. It's putting it lightly. Colby, you think the goalposts are coming down? All right, Patrick, I'll check it out. Another false start. You've got to be kidding me. Sark, look, not that he's got a full head of hair, but he's got to be ripping his hair out at some of these offensive line penalties. Jeez. Is that a receiver? Yeah, that's a receiver turning the shoulders a little too quick on the motion. 3rd and 27. All right. Fun times. 3rd and 27 from the 9-yard line. Arch going to whip one out. Just trying to get some yards back here. Looks like maybe got about half of it back. Maybe a little less than that. It's going to be 4th and 13, 14, something like that. They're asking if you punt here, and I guess they are going to punt. I am shocked that they're going to try to punt here. 4th and 16, I get it, but there's a chance you don't even get the ball back. You're down 2 scores. I do not understand punting here. I get it. It's 4th and 16, but with 5.5 minutes left, down 2 scores, no timeouts or not, are you really getting the ball back here? All right, punts away. Fair catch on the 35-yard line. That's where Florida's going to take over. Patrick, look, trust. If A&M or if OU or if anybody was struggling right now, I'd be doing the same exact thing, brother. You know I'm all good for it. A&M playing Mississippi State tonight. Okay. Mississippi State is 4-1. And they started 4-0. Maybe that'll be a good one. Kyle Field, tough place to play, though. Tough place to play. My goodness. We'll see what happens. Yeah, look, this game has blown my mind, too. It is just wild. I don't think anybody expected this. Look, could you have expected Texas offense struggling a little bit? Yeah. I think all of us would not have been shocked if the Texas offense struggled. I don't think anybody would have been like mind blown. It's the defense for me that's just totally blowing my mind. How is this defense giving up 29 to what was coming into this game one of the most anemic offenses in college football in the Florida Gators? Yeah, exactly. How did DJ Lagway become elite? Like out of nowhere. I mean, look, we all, I think, coming into the season expected Florida to be better than 1-3 going into this ball game, but I'm depressed, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I can't even really fathom what I'm seeing right now. 29-14. I'm blinking, just hoping I'm waking up from a bad dream. 29 points given up to this Florida team. I mean, look, even South Florida only gave up 16. We got one of the best defenses in the nation, and we're giving up 29. Brian, that's what I'm saying. I don't think worse than the SEC, but this is definitely going to call into question quite a bit, Turdy Stomper. No way around it. I don't think season's over, but you pretty much got to run the table. That was the comment, season over. I don't think season's over, but you're going to get into a spot where you pretty much got to run the table. Could a 3-loss Texas team make it in? Maybe if they finish really, really well, but I don't want to sit here and assume 3-loss teams are getting in or even make it sound like I'm confident in that. I think 2-loss, you're definitely in. 3 losses is getting real, real dicey. You pretty much got to win out. 5 minutes left. Big third down. Texas using the timeouts, by the way. Hey, appreciate the gift, Albert. Landon, no way we finished 3-9. I don't see it. I think Texas is going to win some ball games and be all right, but yeah, it's definitely calling into question my confidence in this team doing something special this year. I think that even with the loss to Ohio State, you lost by 1 score on the road. I think you were feeling pretty good. And yes, the offense had struggled throughout some of the first couple of games, but you still felt like it's Texas. They'll flip a switch, and it just hasn't happened. 3rd and 3, looking like the ball game right here. Here's a snap. Lagway motions the receiver. Looks like a false start is coming into play here, and we are going to have a much more favorable 3rd down here for the Longhorns defense. Texas with 1 timeout remaining, Florida with all 3. Georgia game was a warning light. Albert, appreciate all the games. Arch is terrible. I don't care what you say. I don't think he's terrible, but he's definitely playing like a guy that does not have a lot of starts under his belt. Let's just say that. He is definitely playing like a guy with a lack of experience. I think you still see the tools. I think you see there are some good things. Obviously he's run the ball well today. He's got a good arm, but he is struggling with accuracy right now. The game is going real fast for Arch at this point. And you are on the road. I mean, Florida is not the worst team despite the 1-3 record. They're a good team. Look, the line coming into this game was Texas minus 4.5. It wasn't like Vegas was thinking this was going to be a bloodbath one way or the other. Texas, by the way, going to call timeout here on 4th and 7. Get the ball back. We'll see. Yeah, Brian, I do feel like this was exactly what I thought at certain points today. Let me read the comments to y'all, and I'll make sure I keep getting the TikTok comments as well. Hopefully Arch gets the experience he needs the rest of the season, is what the comment says. And I do think that this year it's going to be invaluable experience. But let's be real, at the University of Texas, it's not thinking about next year, right? Every year you should be competing. And with this expanded playoff system, there's really no excuse for it. Dan, what's good, man? Not looking good for the Horns right now. Totally agree. Yeah, Brian, it was definitely a concern of mine, too. You just hope the pedigree was going to trump the inexperience, and so far it just doesn't look like it has. Today, he absolutely has not been good. Arch Manning has not been great today. Appreciate the comment, bud. He hasn't been good. Longhorns are going to receive the punt, take it up to about the 30-yard line, and they are working with about 70 yards to pay dirt here, trying to make this game at least a little bit interesting at the end. Really, at this point, with no timeouts, you're hoping for a miracle. You got to score either right away, and I mean right away, or you're going to have to get the onside kick. The Dogs today, they dominated. Kentucky, right? Y'all, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't get to watch every single college football game. I definitely lock in on the Horns, but I did see a few scores. So if you're asking me about other games, I really haven't watched any college football game beyond maybe a little bit of the Michigan-Wisconsin game, which was on earlier this morning. Arch heaves one deep. And, Wingo, man. Wingo has had a couple of drops today. Probably should have had that one. It was not an easy catch by any means, but Wingo has had a couple of drops today, unfortunately. Yeah, only game I've watched today is this one, and I watched maybe a quarter of Michigan-Wisconsin, which was a good game for a while until Michigan pulled away. Yeah, that would have been a crazy catch. Wingo didn't even look ready to really receive that ball. He did have one earlier on in the second half that he definitely should have had. Like, absolutely should have had. Arch in the pocket, getting flushed out. He fires. Got a receiver open downfield. That's going to be McCutcheon down to about the 42-yard line of the Gators. Horns in business here. Hurry up offense. If you can just get a score here, if you can score with about 3 minutes left, you might be able to play the clock game and actually kick it off. You got to score in this next minute here. Arch flushed again. He slings it downfield, finds a receiver, and it's going to be down to the 1-yard line. Moore Jr. shifty, takes it all the way down. Horns in business, right on cue. I love it when we speak something into existence. If you can score here before the 3-minute mark, you can probably kick it off. Even better if you can punch it in right here. They get on the ball quick. Arch snaps it. Read option play. That's not what you want to get on that ball quick, baby. Read option, Arch gave it. Don't know if that was the best move to give that football. You'd probably rather have Arch bulldozing his way into the end zone right there. 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Got to score here, boys. Let's go. Come on, Sark. Dial up something here. Another read option. That one's going to get it done. 3 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. I think you can probably kick off at this point. A lot of clock is going to drain. They might kick the onside kick anyways. But you got the 2-minute warning. You can probably kick it deep at this point. We'll see if they go for 2 or just go for 1 here. I always prefer in this spot. I know some people like to hang on to the bitter end, but I always kind of prefer when teams go for it right here, go for the 2, just so you know what you're working with. Like, just get it over with. You know what you're working with. You got time to kind of adjust the strategy a little bit. Maybe the analytics say different, but I've always liked going for it right there at that spot. So that way you know what you're working with. You either got a 9-point deficit and you're doing an onside kick, or you're kicking it deep. I know some people, yeah, agreed, Brian. I know some people say it's deflating if you don't convert. I've always been a subscriber to, you know what you got to get. Right? If you don't get the 2-point conversion at the end of the game, you definitely are going to lose that way. At least you give yourself a little bit of time to adjust the strategy a little bit. I could see both ways. Extra points the right way. All right. Agree to disagree. I've always liked going for it right there at that point. I've always liked that. One possession game, obviously, 8 points. We're going to see the kick here, whether it's onside or deep. I mean, you can kick it deep. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Why would you onside it right here if you're, I guess. They're going onside. Let's see if they can get it. They actually kick it deep here. Yeah, I was a little surprised. Oh, there's a little trouble with the football, and Florida is going to pounce on it at the 5-yard line. Brown down there did well just to get on it. That was kind of an interesting kick. They decided to do a little pop-up kick. They end up letting it hit the ground, and the returner not able to handle the bounce. Wouldn't that have been something? That ball squirts away from him. Texas picks it up, has possession at the 5-yard line. That would have been wild. That would have been wild. Brian, no timeouts for Texas. Florida has all 3. No timeouts for Texas. Look, Florida, Michael, isn't good record-wise, but I think most people expected them to be pretty good this year, didn't they? I mean, I don't know what the preseason prediction was for Florida, but everything that I read, it was shocking that they were 1-3. Like, they were actually supposed to be competing this year. They're going to pass here, and looks like they're going to be out of bounds. Not a good move going out of bounds there, but they're pretty close to a first down. They might have given him the first down. Nope, it's 2nd down and 1. Look, it's gutsy. It's working. I'm a little surprised they're throwing the ball. I know it's high completion, high percentage pass, but they have thrown the ball a lot when they probably could just run it and kill clock. A lot has to go right for Texas in order to get this ball back. Looks like an offside here. Neutral zone infraction going to get called on Texas unless there was some kind of jump. Offsides, and that's going to be a first down for Florida. Feels like there's still a shot, I think, but with the time, you're going to get the ball back with very, very minimal clock. These penalties are killer, though. 100% they're killer. Should decline. Texas proud. It's an interesting strategy. That is an interesting strategy. Can you not? I guess you probably could. That is an interesting strategy. I don't know if the game's over. I think they could still get it back with extremely minimal time. But this Texas defense is getting gashed in the run game. 1st and 10, and that's a 5-yard gain. Florida's going to take this one down to the 2-minute warning. It looks like, yeah, if you do get the ball back, you're going to get it back with probably, 20 seconds? Less than that, maybe 10. Maybe you could do a deep heave into the end zone. Arch has got a good arm. He can get it down there. You figure if they have to punt, if they don't get the first down, you could maybe start possession on the 40, 45-yard line at best. That might be enough for Arch to heave one deep. Way too undisciplined today. Brian, I'm with you on that one. Hey, Chief Tony, appreciate you stopping by. Enjoy it, brother. Good game. Good game. What are my thoughts on Quinn Ewers? Obviously, I think Quinn, and I can even say this about myself in retrospect, I think Quinn Ewers was taken for granted. I think I took him for granted in some ways. I think with Quinn, clearly in the big games, like in the biggest of games, and we're talking about the playoffs, you would have liked to have seen Quinn take it to another level, and I don't know that he necessarily did. You're talking against Washington, and you're talking even last year against Ohio State. You would have loved to have seen Quinn just kick it up one more gear. But look, by and large, Quinn Ewers, he was a great quarterback for the Texas Longhorns, one of the best to ever wear the jersey. I don't think there's any denying that. And I think that a lot of people, myself included at times, I mean, I got to eat some crow. I was definitely at times ready to see what Arch Manning had. I think looking back, hindsight's always 2020, but I miss Quinn a little bit. I think Quinn Ewers would be at least having you in this ball game, if not slightly winning this game. I feel like Quinn Ewers definitely would be having the different result for the Horns today. I mean, look, did they get rid of him? I don't know. Who knows what the behind closed doors discussions were. Quinn might have been ready to go to the NFL. I mean, maybe he would have stuck around one more year, but I don't know if I ever really got finality on that. Did they come out and make any kind of conclusion in terms of was Quinn willing to come back another year? I thought all the reporting that I heard was he was ready to move on and go to the NFL. I don't know if he would have decided to come back or not had the Horns extended their hand and said, we'd love to have you back for one more season. JG, yes, well said. Yeah, the shine is wearing off a little bit with Arch Manning. I think people are definitely wanting to see results at this point. I mean, look, we can say play the long game all you want, and that's clearly what they're going to be doing. I don't think there's going to be any rash decisions made on Arch Manning. They're going to stick with Arch, and I think that at this point, they're going to totally start pivoting if this season doesn't go well to the getting that experience, trying to twist it a little bit that way to make us all feel better. Look, we were all sold that Arch was ready to take over. The offense was going to be high-powered with Arch, dynamic, his legs, his arm, and you just haven't seen that. Arch does bring the money in, that is for sure, Tops Cards, 100%. Yeah, the O-line is not great. Johnny and John, you guys both said the same thing pretty much immediately. We did talk about the O-line. I mean, they've looked disjointed. I think Arch, when he has gotten time, you have not seen him make all the throws. You've seen him miss some open receivers today. One of the interceptions, you're throwing the ball a little bit high on an in route, and it's getting telegraphed directly to a safety. Like, there's been some bad throws from Arch today. I definitely am with you, though. The offensive line has left a lot on the table. Here's the handoff up the gut. Horns are going to stuff it, and we are going to see a third down and maybe 4. Maybe they'll give him the line. Maybe a 1-yard loss. So at this point, clock winding down. Third down play will come with about, it looks like a minute and 22 seconds left. Yeah, Brian, that's kind of what I'm talking about. Like, I think Quinn Ewers could have gone somewhere else. Now, personally, I think it's better for Quinn Ewers' brand to not have gone somewhere else, to go and head to the NFL, be able to say that you were a Texas starter through and through. I think it probably is better for his personal brand in the long run to just have been the quarterback at the University of Texas. Not 3 years at Texas, 1 year at Notre Dame, or 1 year at Oregon, or wherever the heck he was rumored to be going to. But Quinn Ewers could have played another year of college ball. Somebody would have picked him up in a heartbeat. So the fact that he didn't go tells me he was ready to go to the NFL. I do think Texas had probably had direct discussions with him that Arch Manning was going to be taken over. You do wonder if there had been that open invitation, Quinn, hey, if you want to stay, then if he would have stayed or not. I don't know. That would be an interesting question. I don't know if Quinn has been asked that or not, but I would be very curious what the response would be. Ashton, I got to put some of this on Sark as well. I appreciate the comment, bro. Yeah, I think that the guys on the field are obviously the ones that you look at first, but the coaching is really, really important. you got to put guys in good positions. And look, there's been a lot of time for Sark to prepare for this Arch Manning offense, and it's looked disjointed. I do think that does go on the head coach a little bit. It's looked disjointed, and you've had this long to prepare your offense specifically for Arch Manning and for some of the other personnel that you have. All right, 3rd and 3, game on the line here. Texas needs a stop. Pitch to the outside. They are going to get the stop, and the Horns have life. And there's going to be about a minute left on the clock when this ball is punted. You figure Florida maybe calls a timeout here and drains as much time off as they possibly can. But you're going to see a punt here with Arch Manning having an opportunity to lead the Horns on an improbable comeback here. Look, if they lose, there's no moral victories. Let's just be clear about that right now. There's 0 moral victories that you take away from this game. This is a game you should have won, and you looked embarrassing for most of it. But I'm glad, at least from the perspective of us hanging out right now, that this game is going to get a little interesting. Let's see if Texas can muster a drive together. You got to get in the end zone, and you got to get the 2-point conversion. Brian, that's what I would love. I think intentionally, purposefully, he's doing the right thing, staying a little tight-lipped, but I'd love to get the tell-off from Quinn Ewers down the road. Him giving us a little bit of perspective. It might take Sark moving on. Then later down the road, once Sark is kind of removed from the program a little bit, maybe you'll get some guys coming out telling some stories. Maybe not. You never know. It can go either way sometimes, especially after a lot of time has passed, a lot of water under the bridge. All right, 1:06 left. Florida did take that timeout here. 4th and 4, pretty deep in their own territory. Texas going to get good field position. You figure maybe they'll end up starting at the 40, something like that. Depends on how good the punt is here. Here's a snap. And Florida sends the kick. Looked like a muff. Looked like a shanker. That's going to take a fortunate Florida bounce, man. That looked like it was a shank off of the foot, and it actually ended up working out okay. No return able to be had. So Horns are going to start at the 32-yard line, their own 32. Off the foot, that looked like it was going way right. And it ended up staying in bounds, and because of the terrible kick, no one's able to return it forward. Florida downs it, and we got 54 seconds. Arch, 16 for 28 on the day, 2 tutties, 2 interceptions, 263 yards. Also has 52 yards on the ground, so over 300 yards of total offense for Arch. Here we go. First down. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. Interception coming. Blaze of glory. Look, Arch has thrown a couple of them today. All right, here's where you hope that they've got some good things schemed up in this 1-minute offense. You're going to be going hurry up. Play clock didn't look like it started. Maybe that'll work in our favor a little bit with the crowd noise. All right, here's the time ticking down now. Arch takes the snap in the shotgun. Clean pocket. Arch, what are you doing? That is all on Arch. That is all on Arch. What are you doing? That is 1,000,000% on Arch Manning. You had time. Either get out or throw the ball away. Look, this is kind of a bogus rule to me. Arch's helmet comes off and the Horns get a 10-second runoff. It's kind of bogus, but you know what? It's not going to be the reason we didn't win this game. Don't take it the wrong way, but what a stupid rule. You lose your helmet, so you get a 10-second runoff, even if the defender rips it off your head? Makes no sense. Wow! Wow! Oh, there's a flag. Of course there's a flag. Of course there's a flag. Give me a little late hit on the quarterback. Give me a little late hit on the quarterback. Oh, hands to the face on the defense. Yeah, that runoff rule. Thank you. That runoff rule, Mr. Senor. I mean, look, a defender rips off the offense's helmet and it's a 10-second runoff. Tell me how that makes sense. Makes zero sense. Caldwell, what a G, though. Like, Caldwell is cold, had zero time to warm up. Bro delivers a dot right to Wingo, and Wingo takes it up the sideline. We got what? Ball at the 40? Ball at the Florida 40? Caldwell looked pretty good there, man. Brian says, leave Caldwell in. Arch steps up. He's going to run. He heaves it deep. Incomplete. Are they going to challenge that? The refs seem pretty certain, but maybe they'll challenge or maybe they'll review. Arch, what are you doing there? What was Arch doing there? All right, here it is. Here's the replay. Ball coming down. Yeah, that's incomplete. That's incomplete. Blaze of Glory, you almost had it, baby. You almost had it. Look, what's Arch doing there? You can either throw that ball away. I know you had the one-on-one. I mean, just you're throwing across your body. I get it's a one-on-one matchup. Just not even close. Not even giving your guy a chance there. You could have ran out of bounds. He could have thrown it out of bounds. Arch under pressure. He steps up. Takes another sack. This is game over. What are we doing? What are we doing? I can't even believe you're trying to spike it there. That's game over. It's game over. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you trying to spike it? You've got 2 seconds left. Snap the ball and throw it downfield. What are you doing? I can't even believe you attempted to spike that football. Get in the gun and run a play. What are you doing? I don't even want to hear any of that. Commentators on ESPN are saying, I like how Arch played in the second half. I don't even understand what you're attempting to do on that last play. I mean, look, I know that they communicate a little bit through the helmets and stuff like that. Why on earth? I would not even be thinking, I have time to spike this. Dude, you had 2 seconds left. Run a play and chuck it up into the end zone. That was so bad. I can't even defend it. That was terrible. They deserved to lose. Let's be honest. They absolutely deserved to lose that ball game. 1,000,000%. Yeah, Brian, exactly. Did any of y'all hear that? I don't know if they're just trying to keep the Arch hype train moving for monetary gain, but Really? We're praising Arch Manning in the second half when the game was out of reach? I mean, look, I'm glad they made it a one-score game. That was fun. McJ, the play calling was not great today. Definitely was not great today, but Arch did not have his A game today. Look, Sark can draw up wide open plays. If Arch cannot accurately put it on him, it ain't going to work. It ain't going to work. Caldwell, he came in and threw a dot, and then Arch came in and it immediately went south. Immediately went south. Let's see how they do against Houston, man. Let's see how they do. Let's see how Tech does against Houston. Ben, what's good, man? Thanks for the comment. Can anybody tell me who are the remaining undefeated teams in Texas? Oh, I don't want to even say it out loud, brother. I'm not saying it out loud. You can drop it in the comments. I'm not saying it. Nope. Nope. Who do y'all got today? Oh, Mississippi State. Y'all got Mississippi State. All right. That's about the only thing that can cheer me up. If Mississippi State can put one on y'all. It's about the only thing that can cheer me up. Go Mississippi State. Go Mississippi State. Let's go. That's about the only thing that's going to cheer me up. Look, if Texas Tech loses, that's not going to help. You know what? I'm not trying to be that way, but a Tech loss doesn't do a whole lot for me. You know, it just doesn't. An A&M loss, now we're talking. Now we're talking. UNT undefeated. UNT. Let's go. Denton in the house. Look, I know that some of y'all watching, because I always get crap for this, like, how could you be smiling after a game like this? Like, look, first of all, if you just endured the Texas Rangers season that I did, you would understand at some point you've got to laugh. And that ending, I think it actually made it easier how ridiculous that ending was. We're snapping the ball to spike it with 1 second left. Like, I mean, how bad does it have to end? Like, at some point, you just got to laugh at how stupidly bad that game ended. That was ridiculous. We need A&M to win, so at the end, when we beat them, it'll help us. Johnny, you're not going to get me cheering for that. I'd rather watch A&M lose every single week than have them go undefeated just so we can beat them in a big game like that. No thanks. I'll take A&M losing about 10 times before that happens. The CFP chances aren't over, but you basically got to run the table. Hater, no more than an A&M fan who loves to see Texas lose. Like, come on now. You get labeled a hater because you don't want to see the rival team win a game? Please. Much worse. What am I supposed to do? Love A&M winning games? Let's go now. The hater comment's stupid. When we're talking about A&M, the hater comment is stupid and obvious. Of course I am. Just like all the A&M fans hanging out, loving that Texas lost today. You can't tell me otherwise. Aggies love seeing the Longhorns lose. Look, I would not. That's why you haven't heard me say to any A&M fan who's hanging out right now, you're a hater. Well, no duh. Well, we don't like each other. It's well documented. It doesn't make any sense. No, we don't want the Aggies to win. Is there even a chance against A&M? Yes, of course. There's always a chance. And look, if I could just say this, and my A&M fans, you got to be honest, it would be very A&M-like to lose to Texas after having a really good season with a chance on the line. Johnny, you might be right on that one. It would be very Texas A&M to run the table until the Lone Star Showdown and then lose it. It would be very on brand. 100% on brand. Look, I know y'all A&M fans can be honest about that. 100% y'all got to be honest about that. Right on brand if that happens. Texas and Penn State have always been overrated. What happened in that Penn State game? I saw they were down 27-7. Did that one work out? UCLA winning, or did Penn State pull it out? I know they were coming back. Let me pull up the scoreboard right now. Like I said, y'all, I haven't been locked in on really any other college football today. I watched like 15 minutes of the Michigan-Wisconsin game. That was about it. And then I watched this game. All right, so that A&M game is at 4:30. Okay, cool. Georgia won, beat Kentucky. Penn State lost 42-37. Jeez. Wow. Iowa State lost. I did see that. Alabama beat Vandy 30-14. All right. My advice, jump to the real UT. No, never. What did they do today? What did Tennessee do today? Let's go to the SEC. Forget this top 25 scoreboard. Let's go to the SEC. I'm curious. Speaking of top 25, I'm curious. I bet Texas will still be in the top 25. I would be a little surprised if they fell out completely. Just because they're Texas and they always get a little bit of media help. We can be real about that, Longhorns Nation. I think they'll probably be in the 20s somewhere. I mean, we know Florida definitely coming in this year. More was expected out of them, but nevertheless, I think Texas probably hangs on and stays in the top 25 just barely. Tennessee didn't play today. They had a bye week. All right. Whether they belong or not, Matthew, I think what I kind of said in so many words is, I mean, they're definitely getting a little bit of help at all times from the media. They're Texas. Texas will not win another game this season. Nah. I mean, let's not be nonsensical. I know we just lost a heartbreaker, but they won't win another game this season. Come on now. Come on now. Brian, there's always a glimmer of hope. You know, brother, you've watched me long enough. You can count on me. I can always find something. I can always find something. This Florida team was terrible. Coming into the season, weren't they supposed to be pretty good? Weren't they supposed to be pretty good coming into the season? Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought Florida was actually supposed to be decent this year. Then they got off to a 1-3 start, and clearly everybody jumped off the wagon. But I thought they were coming into this year supposedly pretty decent. They won't beat the Aggies. I think that, like I said, that game, you never know. You never know. A&M could be undefeated coming into that game, and it's still a coin flip. Especially because it's at Austin as well. It's at DKR. I think that game is definitely a coin flip regardless of where Texas is at that point. Has Manning met expectations? No. Heck no. Heck no. Zero ball knowledge wouldn't be a show without that original comment. Zero ball knowledge. Come on, bro. You got better in you than that. You don't got to repeat the same stuff over and over. Stop recycling content. Come up with your own stuff. Put the quarterback 2 in. Caldwell actually looked decent. User 515. He actually looked decent slinging that ball the wingo. The undisciplined play. That's another comment here from YouTube. By the way, all my TikTok people, you see me looking a couple different directions. We got multi-stream going on. YouTube, X, Instagram. Then we got y'all over here on the phone. Comment from YouTube. They looked really undisciplined today. Horns did. Yeah, for sure. I mean, look, you had a total of what? Let's go to the team stats here. You had 10 penalties for 70 yards. Anytime you get to the double-digit penalties or even close to it, huge reason you're not winning a ball game. Here's another big reason Texas loses today. You're 3-11 on third down. 3 for 11 on third? Ridiculous. And look, you lose. Actually, they didn't lose the turnover battle because Florida threw that interception late, so it was 2-2. 2 interceptions, and then Florida had a fumble lost and an interception thrown. Hoping Texas and Texas Tech meet in a bowl game. It's trending that direction right now, brother. It is trending that direction. Unlucky will bounce back. Yeah, it's always hardest to be positive after an L, but I think Texas still is going to win some games this year. Don't think Archie Manning is the answer. He's not looking like it right now, but he is young, inexperienced. I think he's going to be all right. He was terrible this game. Hey, Trey, good game. Thanks for stopping by, brother. Texas will make a bowl game. I think that's a hot take. Texas will make a bowl game. They'll figure out a way. You've got what? To win 3 more games? They'll figure out a way. Love seeing Texas suffer. Go Mean Green. Denton in the house. Boomer Sooner. That's going to be fun next week. I haven't even wrapped my brain around Red River coming up next week. I mean, I'll start getting into it. Don't get me wrong. I'll start getting into it, but I haven't even wrapped my brain around. You lose this game, and now you got to go to Red River. I think OU played a cupcake today, didn't they? Pretty sure. I thought I saw that. OU played Kent State. Yeah. Let's go. Kent State. Really challenging ourselves over there in Norman, aren't we? Kent State, baby. Let's go. We beat ourselves today 100%. 100%. Our whole whole schedule is cupcake, buddy. Bro, did you even watch week 1? What are you doing? Shane, come on. You're better than that, buddy. I think we all know what week 1 was. I didn't see you guys go to Ohio State, play in the shoe. Okay. Welcome to the SEC. We already been in the SEC, and we nearly won it last year. Again, let's stop recycling content here, everybody. Come on. Welcome to the SEC. We were in the championship game last year. Okay. Oh, now we got the Sooners fans coming into the chat. It's going to be funny when Texas wins next week. It is going to be funny. It's going to make me laugh for sure. I hope y'all come back next week. Win or lose, we'll be here. But it is going to be funny. Everybody praying on the downfall when Texas reels off a big win. It's going to be funny. Y'all won't be here to show up. If Texas wins, guarantee y'all won't come back. It's over, Unc. Nah. 2 losses, you'll be fine. You got to run the table. You got to run the table. I don't think you're getting in with 3 losses. You got to run the table, but McJ, that's hilarious. Brother, you and I think alike quite a bit. Arch Manning with the glasses commercial. My first thought when I saw Arch Manning with the glasses doing the commercial, bro, they're not helping. Put on the glasses. Like, put them on inside the helmet, bro. You need something. Seriously. That was such a badly timed commercial. Arch Manning. What was it? What's the name of the brand? Warby Parker. That was actually kind of funny. As a Texas fan, I'm saying season over. We're losing at least 4-5. I mean, let's let it play out, but it's definitely going to be an uphill battle. Let's let it play out, but absolutely going to be an uphill battle. Marcel runs Texas kind of like he did last November, right? Marcel runs Texas. My goodness. Yeah, the dude that lost at home to UT last year, that dude? Come on now. Don't ignore my comment. Ryan, what's the comment? Let me go back. So funny. Y'all think what's going to be funny is Texas not ranked tomorrow at noon. I think they might still be ranked, actually, buddy. Look, I thought that comment was going to have a little more bite. I don't think it's a hot take to say Texas still might be ranked tomorrow. I mean, it's Texas, first of all. We already talked about they definitely get a little bump in the media at times, so we're definitely going to be on the borderline. I mean, look, is it going to shock me if they're not ranked tomorrow? No. But is it going to shock me if they're 24th or 25th? Absolutely not. What else we got? Texas at number 25. That's what I think. I think they'll probably be very, very back end, 24, 25, something like that. Room for growth with Arch. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Arch isn't terrible, but he needs more experience. And look, right now the game is just going very, very fast for him. You're on the road. Swamp's a tough place to play. These aren't excuses. Arch has got to be better. He was booked. He was billed as a guy that was going to come in, pretty much pick up right where Ewers left off, if not elevate the offense. It hasn't quite happened. Thoughts on Sark being the wrong guy? I don't think he's the wrong guy, but I do think you're really waiting for the offense to look dynamic, and it hasn't really felt like a dynamic offense for a while, even with Quinn Ewers. I don't know. You guys correct me if I'm wrong, but it didn't feel super dynamic even with Quinn Ewers. Like, Quinn was a little bit more of a steadier of the ship, but it never felt super dynamic with Quinn at the helm either. You had a lot of quick screens, a lot of high probability, high percentage throws, a lot of running the football. I mean, this offense has not been slinging it downfield mercilessly for several years. So for me, I think at this point, this kind of is what it is with the offense. You had the right guys in place the past couple of years to make some good runs to the playoff, but I'm a little bit concerned. I'm not going to lie. I don't think Sark needs to lose his job, but I think he, at this point, is definitely looking a little bit suspect with the play calling. McJay, you threw that out there a couple of times already. It just looks very suspect right now. Mark, I'm with you. Arch is definitely missing too many throws right now. He missed the one where he threw the interception. I mean, he missed that one. That was right to the safety. He could have hit him wide open. He didn't. No one's beating the Buckeyes. They look pretty good. Look on the bright side. Top 50 team is upper half. Okay. Offensive line's terrible. They're not great. A lot of penalties. We're not beating OU next week. You never know. Look, it's not going to shock me if this team beats OU next week. It's not going to shock me if they lose. It's just not. Like, this team is talented enough to win ball games against good teams, but they've got to put it all together, just like any team. I mean, look, I'm not saying anything off the charts rocket science here. They've got the talent to win ball games. They do. So if they beat OU next week and look really good, am I going to be blown away, amazed? No, I'm not. If they crap the bed again like they did today at the Swamp, am I going to be shocked? No, absolutely not. This team can win big games. They can. I mean, you lost by 7 in the shoe to Ohio State. I don't know. I'm not going to be surprised. They're not going to beat OU. We'll see. I am surprised by the effort today. I thought that they would win this ball game today. Roll Tide roll. They had a big game today, beating Vandy. Vandy actually, I mean, I think it's time to officially unlabel them as the punching bag of the SEC, man. They are actually showing quite a bit of fight. They look pretty good this year. Napier staves off his execution. Yeah, had they gotten blown out or something today, you do wonder what his job would have been looking like. Chris Nation, appreciate the comment. The defense, I think, is the biggest story. I think the defense is an even bigger story than Arch, honestly. I know Arch is going to steal all the headlines, but the defense giving up 29 points. This Florida offense was anemic coming into this game. I think the defense is an even bigger story than Arch. Just totally letting the team down today. You had the offense not sustaining drives. They got off the field a lot on third down today. You definitely got to throw shade at the offense, but the defense giving up 29 points today to Florida, not good. Arch going to take the fall. Sark maybe a little bit. I think the defense will probably escape the most, to be honest. But the defense was not good today. Just not good. We'll see. I always kind of wonder, these big games, you always see a little bit more come out of the playbook, both directions, right? I'm sure OU has been saving up some plays for Texas, and vice versa. So it wouldn't surprise me if you see some new looks next weekend from both teams, which is always fun. I always enjoy seeing what do coaches pull out of the grab bag in these big rivalry games, because there's always something. I mean, you're not trying to let everything go at one time, and you're also not trying to hold back too much. But I'm sure you're going to see some fresh looks at the Red River rivalry game next weekend on Saturday from Oklahoma and from Texas too. Go Gators. Hey, Carson, appreciate you stopping by, brother. It was a good game at the end. You know, Texas had a shot, right? I mean, look, in their 2 losses, I think here is what you can say about Texas. In their 2 losses, they've had a chance to win the game. Or at least, let me say this, tie the game. Today, you couldn't have won the game. Today, all you could have done is tie. But you had a chance against Ohio State late to tie that game. You had a chance to tie the game late today. So each game, you lose by 1 possession. That's why I wonder if Texas is going to escape getting completely booted out of the top 25. If they do, they do. I mean, it's all going to work itself out at the end. If Texas ends up running the table, I'm not really too worried about the ranking. But look, a lot has got to have to break Texas way positively for that to happen. I'm not holding my breath. Don't get it twisted. But I think that Texas is probably going to have to go undefeated if they want a shot at the playoff. A 3-loss Texas team, could they get in? I mean, I don't want to leave it up to that. It seems unlikely. Texas not running the table. Paxton, I agree. It's improbable. I'm hurt right now too, Mr. Gravely. I'm hurt as well. Arch getting humbled like this could turn him into a dog next year. Brother, that is the alternate perspective. That is definitely the alternate perspective. I mean, this is surely going to motivate a lot of this team to play better. You hope so. I mean, look, and this is where I think you judge Sark a little bit. What's this team going to do in response to a little bit of adversity? This is where a coach does come into play. Does the team stay together? Do you still see max effort coming out of this group? Do you see this team fold a little bit after 2 losses to start the year? This is going to be interesting against OU. You're going to be able to tell a lot. I'm not saying that Texas is going to win the game, but if OU really comes out and stomps on Texas, you're going to be able to tell a lot. Now, if it's a tough game, tight game, back and forth, I mean, look, sometimes it doesn't go your way. But if you see this team fold against OU, that feels like a huge indictment on Sark. Agree with Arch needing to hit his guys, but there's also been a couple miscommunications. Yeah, I mean, look, the blame goes around to a lot of people today. Texas Carnage, that's what I was saying earlier. It's like you thought that you had it about as bad as you could get it watching the Texas Rangers all season long. Now you got to watch this with the Texas Longhorns. Brian, look, I'm with you on that. Anytime I start getting a little bit down on Sark, I think about the early 2010s with Mac Brown in the final days, the final years, where Texas was just absolutely horrible. And I'm thankful. At least Sark has this team winning games in majority. Look, making it to the playoffs the past 2 years. Look, Texas and Texas football, you got to be up there every year. There's too many resources to not be at least in that final mix for a playoff spot. Missing the playoffs would be a huge negative at this point. Look, I'm kind of interested in this. I wanted to see what your guys' take on this is. And look, everybody hanging out, appreciate you hanging out. I'm sure we'll get a bunch of trolling yet, as we rightfully deserve today. But, you know, I wanted to pose this to you guys, something that I've been thinking about. And I don't know if I'm just being salty in my feelings. Don't know what you want to call it. But, you know, Texas obviously plays Ohio State out the chute. You take the L right out the gate. And I know that the general consensus has been, hey, you know, it's the playoff now. You can afford to play these big matchups. You know, the playoff is going to encourage teams to play these big game matchups. Is it? Are teams going to be encouraged to play these big game showdowns? I'm not buying it. I've never really bought it. I don't think that the playoff is going to encourage more teams to play these big games because honestly, you lose a game early like Texas did. What you got one loss for margin of error. I don't think that it's necessarily going to encourage more teams to do it. Did somebody really? Are we bringing up the Clemson game? Are OU fans really claiming that they played some big juggernaut in Clemson to start the year? Come on now. I can't. I'm not even going to let myself get fired up by that one. OU fans, stop claiming the Clemson game like you did what Texas did, please. That's all I got to say. Seriously. Y'all are really trying to claim, okay, just so we're clear, Oklahoma fans think that they did what Texas did by playing Clemson? Okay. You can't help some people. You can't help them. Yeah, I'm sure everybody outside of Norman agrees with you. I'm sure everybody outside of Norman agrees that the Clemson game was some big juggernaut opponent. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm not even going to let myself get riled up by that one. But again, I just kind of wonder, are you going to see these big out-of-conference games become more plentiful or not? I think it's going to maintain. I think you're always going to see teams that go and try and chase that big matchup. But I'm not convinced it's going to start happening in droves. You lose one game, you lose the big out-of-conference game, you've got one loss to work with the rest of the way. I don't know. I kind of wonder if it is going to end up being about the same thing. We keep rolling. Texas Tech is the best team in Texas. Look, I think Aggies fans would probably have something to say about that. Go Mississippi State, by the way. Pull Manning? Jeez, I don't think so. I mean, look, and I'm not directing that at you, brother. I was just reacting like, man, is that really a possibility? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Go Gators. Hey, Broseph, good game, baby. Manning is trash. He's just learning. O-line, Kale, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that for sure. O-line was not good today. South Florida took care of business. Manning way overrated. I mean, the Manning overrated stuff has been there since before he even played against Ohio State. That's not going away. Keep on going. Money Mateer, I feel bad for Texas. We'll see how it goes. That game's going to be a big tell. I mean, for OU especially. I don't know if the Clemson game, look, the Michigan game, again, I don't know that I consider Michigan to be some top-notch opponent either. I know OU fans like to point to the Michigan game as well. I think the Texas game will be a good measuring stick. If they dominate Texas, clearly there's something to it. And I don't think OU is a bad team. And look, I don't like them, but I can respect them. I think they got a good squad, but we'll see how good. Texas definitely is going to be giving you your best punch. I mean, look, the only thing I think silver lining you take away from this game, if this team has heart, if the Longhorns have heart, you come out fired up as all get out. Like, you come up fired up. You just got embarrassed on national TV, and you're ready to prove something. And if Sark's a good coach, that is the mentality that he will have instilled into those boys all week long. I mean, look, in betting, it's the same way. You catch a team that's just gotten embarrassed the next week, you're always looking for them to have a big game. I mean, you see a lot of people backing teams coming out of these types of losses. I think Texas, I mean, you didn't need a whole lot of motivation going into Red River, but you just got embarrassed by the Gators on national TV. I think I like that a little bit better than pounding on Kent State the week before. I mean, look, I don't like the loss today. Don't get me wrong. But I like the motivation that Texas is going to have coming into this game. It might not work out, but it might be the difference. We'll see. Miko, appreciate you. I'm sure you've got a bunch of gems yourself. Invite me to the live you put on later where you give us all your football takes. It's what's always so funny. I like, seriously. Hop on. Invite me to your live. I'd love to see your football takes, brother. Seriously. But by the way, what was the bad take? That Texas is going to be motivated coming into the game because they lost? Better than anything you've got. Okay. Okay. Call the NIL manager. Will, I'll see if I can remember that one. Texas is just not good. Bought the hype, and now you're disappointed. I don't think I ever bought the hype. Like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe some Longhorns fans did. I don't think I ever felt at any point in the offseason like Texas was absolutely cruising to the national championship. I don't know. I'm sure there are some Horns fans out there like that. Not me. I mean, I thought they would be good this year. I don't think I ever felt certain they were winning it all. Patrick, let's see how that game plays out. Let's see how that game plays out. It would be hilarious if they lost tonight. Hilarious. Big Rob, we did look bad today. We did not look good. We did not look good at all. Miko, you think this is triggered, huh? You're going to have to try harder, my guy. How arrogant do you have to be? You're thinking, who is thinking that I'm triggered right now? This is triggered to you guys? Y'all haven't seen enough. Seriously. I think the game motivates them for sure. I don't know how it couldn't. I mean, the Red River game in and of itself, but I don't know how. I just got embarrassed on national TV. And I don't know, I guess if you haven't played, maybe you can't relate. I'm not trying to throw that card out there, but like, if you get embarrassed, anybody with heart, any athlete with heart, you're wanting to play and take your game to a new level the next week. 100%. Nacho Libre, that's what I thought too. They were absent today. Welcome to the SEC. I just don't get the welcome to the SEC comments. Like we weren't in the SEC National Championship last year. Can somebody explain that to me? Why do people think that this is like a good thing to throw out? Welcome to the SEC. Dude, we almost won the SEC last year. Where were all the other teams that are welcoming us to the SEC? That comment makes zero sense to me. Like, seriously. I don't even get it. Thank you. Ashton, I don't get it at all. I mean, I understand the SEC, the competitive nature, blah, blah, blah. We were in the championship game last year. It makes little to no sense to me, but all right. Stop living in the past. Okay. Okay. Texas is the fake UT and will forever be nah. Nobody outside of Tennessee and Tennessee's direct rivals think about Tennessee when you say UT. Nobody. Sooners 44-0. Why are you proud of beating Kent State? Come on now. Why are you proud of that? There's only one UT in the SEC, and they were a school before you were even a state. That's what a team that doesn't get referred to as UT nationwide would say. Texas is not top 15 or even top 20. I think Texas could probably beat a number of teams inside the top 20, but they're not going to be ranked inside the top 20. I think they'll probably be like 24th, maybe 25th. Christian, sounds good, brother. Come back next week. Cowboys, of course. Of course. Hey, appreciate the gift, my guy. Thanks so much. Go Ducks. We got some Ducks fans hanging out. Okay. Okay. The Texas Nittany Lions. Nice. Arch is catching a lot of heat, but can we talk about the O-line? Yeah, they were bad. John, they were bad. There's no way around it. Thank you. Brian, I agree with you. The only people that think UT means Tennessee are people that support Tennessee. Literally, I've not met a single person that says UT and thinks we're talking about Tennessee. But You know what? Like I've said earlier in the show many times, you just can't help some people. I think you're showing great sportsmanship. Okay. That's too bad of a loss to be in the top 25, not when your O-line performances are garbage. I don't think it's too bad of a loss. I mean, I really don't. I think that on the road, one-score game, I don't think they're going to get knocked out completely. But if they do, they do. It's like my world is not going to fall apart if they're not in the top 25. You're probably surrounded by idiot Texans, and that's it. Dumb comment of the day. I don't even, I don't even understand the comment there at all, but okay. Texas wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't. Let's see. Nice. Y'all are gold today with the comments. Yeah, well, that's a direct rivalry, isn't it? Georgia fans calling Tennessee UT. Oh, UT Junior. Oh, that made it even better. Georgia fans call Tennessee UT Junior. Is that right? I learned something new today, and that actually makes me feel a little bit better. That's hilarious. UT Junior. That's what the Georgia fans call Tennessee. I'm going to remember that one. I'm not going to claim it. I'm going to remember that one. Michael, like Skip Schumacher a lot, 2023 NL Manager of the Year. I'm very, very good with the hire. We will put a video out on that later tonight, probably. Very good with the Skip Schumacher hire. Am I going to hate watch the A&M game? Probably, Colby. Probably. I will probably hate watch the A&M game and hope for a loss. Hope for a Mississippi State win. The Fighting Dak Prescotts. Let's go, baby. Texas ruined the top 10 Red River. They did. They did. It's unfortunate. It's still going to be a super hyped up game. Texas controls their own destiny if they win out. That's right. My guy. Winning out is going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I'm not having any illusions that Texas is going to win out. I think that they could do it. I don't think it's like impossible, but it's not going to be easy. Yeah, Muhammad in the secondary not being there, definitely. Do I think the Horns are going to the national championship game now? No. Are the playoff? Maybe. I think they could find a way to get into the playoff. Winning it all? I don't know about that. Jay, ironic because Wisner was back today. I mean, it's a little ironic. I would have thought the exact opposite. I would have thought Wisner comes back and the running game takes off. Wisner was bad today. I mean, I don't know if it's rust. I don't know what you want to call it. Wisner was bad today. 8 carries for 11 yards. Whew. Hopefully OU fans come back next week if they lose. Texas fans always here win. Michael, thank you. We are always here win or lose. Like, it would have been very easy to take today off, but no, we're hanging out. Yeah, the line definitely did not play well today, Jay. Definitely did not play great today. I will say that. Boomer, that's respect right there. That's respect. I appreciate it. Hey, look, showing up. Easy to show up when the Longhorns lose. If you don't like the Longhorns, show up if your team doesn't get the W. Wasn't on Wisner. Look, I think at some point you can't go one side, you can't go the other. I don't think on every single carry that Wisner had 0 places to go. I'd have to go back and look at the film. It's a little bit tough for me to just say, yeah, Wisner was great. It was just the O-line carrying it 8 times for 11 yards. I mean, I don't know. He looked a little rusty to me. Didn't look like he had quite the same burst. And that makes sense. He's been out. I don't know. I don't feel like you can really sit here and say, Wisner was awesome. It looked super quick. The burst of speed. The O-line, he had room to run at times. He did. Did he get to the next level very often? No, he didn't. Was the line great? No, it wasn't. I don't know. I definitely would not go straight up. It's all the O-line's fault on Wisner. Looked like a guy that hadn't played in a few games. Appreciate the gifts, by the way. Thank you so much. Arch sold the game. He definitely didn't have his best game, that's for sure. Integrity, that's why you shouldn't bet. I'll tell you what, it never ceases to amaze me. Whenever you think something is a lock, it just something like this happens. Or Penn State. You think Penn State's a lock against UCLA, and then today happened. Arch is a Nepo baby. You're going to hear that a lot. Arch has some tools, man. There's no denying it. He just looks like a guy that hasn't played very much. Florida defense has been good. They definitely have been good. I agree with that. Holt, appreciate the comment, man. I agree. Florida defense, they definitely were getting their flowers coming into this game, and they did a great job against Texas today. I think they are definitely not getting as much credit as they probably deserve, mainly because whenever Texas loses like this, the focus is always going to be on Texas. But the Florida defense, they do deserve some love, man. They had a great game today. Any given Saturday is correct. Can we bring back BY? What's BY doing? What's BY doing these days? Is he doing stuff for the Longhorns? I know they don't do Longhorn Network anymore, but is he doing stuff for the university? Am I worried about OU? Define worried. Like, do I think OU could win? Yes, I do. I could see OU winning the game on Saturday. Do I think Texas could win? Yes. I think it is a coin flip game. I really do. Carlos, my guy, it's all right, man. Like I always say, whether you hate the teams that I love or vice versa, come hang out, man. It's still fun. Still fun talking ball. Carlos, thanks for coming to hang out, man. You should be worried. There's no way you think Texas has a shot. How do you not think Texas has a shot? That makes zero sense to me, but okay. Hey, Carlos, love you too, man. I don't understand. Texas doesn't have a shot on Saturday. I mean, look, if we're trash talking, great. But if we're going for like a legit, realistic take, I don't understand that at all. We keep on rolling. Appreciate you guys. Jordan, what's good, bro? Arch had a good game. He has no help. O-line is trash. That is something that I think a lot of people are going to overlook. The O-line did not give Arch a lot of time. That being said, Arch did have some plays at the end of the game where he had a pocket, he had 3 or 4 seconds, and he was either holding the ball or he was allowing himself to be sacked. So I definitely think the O-line could be better. I still think Arch was a little indecisive. Middle of the road SEC team, maybe. The boy Code, appreciate you, man. OU is way better than Florida. I mean, whether that is true remains to be seen. You'd love to see them play each other. I'd love to see Florida play OU. Who knows? I mean, I think Florida caught some tough times early on. I think coming into the season, they were actually a pretty good team. I still think it's an embarrassing loss. I'm not trying to prop up Florida like they are some juggernaut. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. But I don't think Florida is as bad as what their record shows. Mateer might be coming back. We'll see. That is going to be an interesting one for sure. I don't know what it is about the Swamp. It's never safe there. Swamp is a tough place to play. Absolutely. Kentrell, yeah, the O-line was bad. Arch Manning does not look in peak form. He does not look great so far. I definitely had the nice game a couple weeks ago, but, I mean, you're playing cupcakes. It's still something that we're waiting to see from him. That elite game where he just looks under control and in command of the offense hadn't happened yet. Red right hand, that's hilarious. Longhorn fan for sure. Longhorn fan. I know that's a big deal to some of y'all. I know that is a really big deal to some people. We have this debate every weekend. Like, can you be a fan of the team if you didn't go to the college? I don't know. Something I've never cared about, but I know some people really do care about it. Might need to try another quarterback. Don't think it's going to happen. Georgia Dogs, a bad loss. That's what happened. Has Arch ever proven himself to be elite? Yeah, but he hasn't had a big sample size either. Oh, you're a season ticket holder for OU? Dude, that's fun. Look, I'll say this. I appreciate college football. Like, you know, A&M, OU, obviously arch rivals. No love lost there, but I will say this. Great environments. Outstanding atmosphere at both those stadiums. OU's and also at A&M's. I think you've got to give respect there. And look, I'm jealous. I live in Las Vegas, lived in Texas for a long, long time, moved out here about 15 years ago. We don't get a lot of great college football out here. UNLV, they had a nice year last year. They play in the Raider Stadium out here. Not really the college environment that we're talking about. Not really the electric college environment that we're talking about. A&M, Carlos, I got to give it. It's pretty incredible there. I've got a lot of good friends that went to A&M. I've obviously seen it on TV. I've never been to a game myself, but I'll take people's word for it. And I see it on TV as well. It does strike me as one of the best atmospheres in college football. I can say that for sure. 100%. And I feel the same way about OU. Every time I've seen a night game in Norman, it feels the same way. It really does. We'll be lucky if we win 2 more games this year. Jeremy, I think 2 is, that's a little pessimistic. I feel like that one is a little knee-jerk after a bad loss today. I think they're going to win more than 2 games going forward. That means they're going to miss the bowl. You think they're not going to be bowl eligible? Texas is going to be bowl eligible. They're going to figure out a way. They're going to figure out a way. They might not, run the table. They might not win 10 games this year, but I think they're going to figure out a way to get to a bowl game. That would shock me. That would shock me. Texas defense is good for sure. Alex, good win today. Very good win today. Longtime real UT Vols fan. Captain Kurt, it was a rough loss today. I appreciate the sympathy. Although I did just get told today that Georgia fans like to call y'all UT Junior. I thought that was pretty funny. Texas has too much invested in that program to not. Well, yeah, they're going to do whatever they can to win games. They really are. They're going to make it happen. Captain Kirk, it's all good, man. I mean, look, I know some of y'all are pretty brand new to the channel, but it definitely is fun for me going back and forth with people. I don't like to get nasty or anything like that. I mean, I know some people with football. Shoot, when we talk NFL, even when we talk college football, some people get super personal, super quick. I mean, I'm not there. Like, I love this game. I love this team, but there is more to life. But this is something that, look, I would consider myself a diehard when it comes to Longhorns football. But I like people coming in that are not Longhorns fans. It makes it fun, honestly. And look, a little friendly trash talk. I'm here for it. 100%. And it's going to take quite a bit to rile me up. Some people, I don't know. You clearly do not watch many live streams on here if you think that I have been riled up for like 1 second on this show. It rolls off pretty easily. Horns down. Good game, DJ. Game, baby. That was hard to watch. Thumper stripping, that was hard. We'll be calling for Mark's head after what we watched today. This team's in trouble. Jeremy, I mean, look, I think they are in trouble. I hope that they figure it out. Winning only 2 more games, that would be wild. That would be wild. Hook them, though, for sure. How much say does Sark have over Manning? Yeah, I think he's got a lot, but I think that Sark is pretty sold on Arch. I don't think Sark is even thinking about an alternative for a second. 15 sacks next week? Jeez. Look, with how the O-line played today, that might be feasible. But I think they're going to figure out a way, bounce back. I think it's going to be a good game next week. Hey, the boy Cota, are you going to the game? Are you going to go to the Cotton Bowl? I've never been to a Red River game. I'd like to go one day before I die. I'd like to make it to a Cotton Bowl for Red River, but that would be, I can only imagine, a pretty killer environment. I would love to go. I've been to UT games. I've been to some games on the road. I've never been, though, to that Red River game. I'd love to go. Yeah, I just think either way, I mean, look, the real OU fans and even the real Texas fans, you know how this game can go. I mean, yes, there's been blowouts. I can remember several times where OU has blown out Texas. I can remember OU getting blown out by Texas, but a lot of the times it feels like the game is pretty dang close. In years where maybe it shouldn't be, I think both these teams are pretty good. I think that it will be a good game. I really do. Let me keep going. Save your money and disappoint this year. Texas is garbage. We'll lose every game as long as Arch is out. Phew, let me talk you off the ledge, my guy. I think it's going to be all right. I think Texas is going to win some games this year, but I think that this is just a tough loss to have to deal with. I don't think anybody saw this one coming. Yeah, I think Arch next year is going to be a lot better for sure. Colby, how much are the tickets? How much are the tickets? The boy Coda, you're busy. Okay, I got you. Patrick, that is what, you know what's so funny is all of my best friends said that to me when we were going through college. They're like, bro, you just got to come to a game. And like, look, they really meant well because I love college football. Like, I love Texas, but I love college football. And they were always like, bro, you've got to come to a game at Kyle. You've got to come to a game. I promise. You'll see, man. You'll see. Look, I respect Kyle Field and the environment, the atmosphere. I think it's one of the best in football by far. What is it? What is this? Oh shoot! I hate it when the comments do that. I went all the way to the bottom. You legit only pop up on my FYP after my teams lose, bro. You're bad luck. Look, if I could just be real, I've been here every single week. I've been here after we win. I've been here after an L. Look, I'm always here, regardless of outcome, just to make the record real straight. Yeah, look, you never know. Sooner fan here. You can never get too cocky, especially with OU's situation at quarterback. Appreciate the comment, my guy. Yeah, look, it's the same way. Even like last year, I remember going into that game just thinking, please don't soil the bed. Like, Texas has definitely come into that game riding high and then gets humbled by OU. It happens. It happens. So it can go both ways. OU is definitely rolling with a lot of momentum right now. By no means do I not respect what they've accomplished in their first 4 or 5 games. But it's going to be, I think, a classic. I think it's going to be a really good game on Saturday. I do. Don't know who's going to win. It's really not going to shock me either way, but I think it's going to be a real good game on Saturday. What do I think of the Rangers' new manager? Love the Rangers' new manager. We talked about it last night a little bit. Definitely think if Bochy is going to part ways, you definitely wanted to get Skip Schumacher. Love that 100%. Does Penn State today help how I feel? Not really. I mean, look, there was a lot of chaos last week on the bye week. A lot of teams ahead of Texas lost. So I'm not going to sit here and say it makes me feel good. I mean, if I could be real, and I'm not trying to rub it in or be disrespectful, I know we got some A&M fans hanging out, but what would make me feel better is Mississippi State winning tonight. That would make me feel better. And looks like they're up 3-0 right now. Can the game end? 3-0 Mississippi State leads A&M. That would make me feel better. That's about the only thing. Oh, man. In for a real sad day. We'll see. We'll see. These rivalry games are always fun. They're always fun. Arch is overrated. Prove me wrong. Arch is inexperienced. That's what I would say. I wouldn't say he's overrated. I would say he's inexperienced. Has the hype been over the top? Yes. Do I think that he has the potential to be great? Yes, I do. So I don't know if overrated is the right word, but inexperienced for sure, and way too high of expectations before he was really ready. I think you keep starting him. I think you keep giving him more and more game time snaps. I think he's going to get better and better. I don't think that pulling him would be good at all, and I think it would actually be a really stupid move by the Texas Longhorns. I don't think it's one that they're going to do. Arch is the face of the program at this point. Look, there's not a lot of other recognizables on this Texas team. It's Arch Manning and basically nobody else. I mean, and I'm not saying that Texas doesn't have good players. They do. I can list off a bunch of good Texas players. But in terms of the national attention, it's Arch. It's Arch. I would be shocked if they move away from him. Captain America Morgan, appreciate it, man. Yeah, we're here. Look, we're here every week. It's not easy to hop on after an L because I'm a diehard first and foremost. Like, I love this team. Just like all y'all Sooners fans, A&M fans, you love your team with everything you got. That's how I am too. But the one thing I don't do, and one thing that I've really prided myself on ever since I started this show and this channel a few years ago, is you got to show up. Unless I got something crazy going on with the family or with work, I'm going to be here. Kyler, the backup, hey, look, Caldwell is not going to be called upon a lot this year, but he ripped that throw down the sideline. I absolutely loved seeing that. I didn't think that had a chance to go well. Caldwell comes in, rips one down the right side, and the Horns were actually in business after that. Hey, appreciate the follow, man, by the way. Thank you for the comment as well. They're definitely not moving him away from him, Glendon, 100%. Anybody that's saying that, look, there's a bit of a long-term play here. I think Arch is going to be around next year. I don't think he's going to the draft this year. I think he'll be around next year. I think next year he's definitely going to be improved from this year. Just the experience factor alone, let alone what he can accomplish in his training and in the offseason. But I think Arch is absolutely the guy that you want back there. Is he going to turn it all around, reel off 10 straight wins? I think likely no. But I think that this is good experience for him, and you're just hoping that along the way he can figure it out and maybe win you some ball games down the stretch. That'd be huge. O-line was not good. Friend of the beach, O-line was not good. No. As an Aggie fan, the first couple drives got my anxiety up. Yeah, look, this is definitely going to be an interesting game between these two. Mississippi State has looked good coming out the gate. A&M's got a 3rd and 9 right now. All right, let's get the game cast up. We'll hang out for a couple more minutes. We've gone about an hour and a half here. Love this team, even if we never compete. Love that these guys compete. Oh, yeah. I mean, look, you're never going to stop being a fan of this team from week to week. I mean, look, we've been through some rough seasons. If you are a Longhorns fan and you survived the early 2010s, you're a real one. If you're still here, like we've been through it a little bit as Texas Longhorns football fans. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. Let's see what else we got. Any other good games on tonight? Miami FSU. Okay, that's good. That has my attention. I'm going to watch a couple of games tonight. I'll definitely be watching this Mississippi State Texas A&M game. I'll probably go split screen with that Miami Florida State game. 3-0 Florida State right now. Miami, number 3 team in the country. That's right. If we can't have nice things, nobody else can. Let's get a bunch of other top teams losing. Hey, don't look now, but Minnesota, the Golden Gophers, are beating Ohio State 3-0. Here we go. Drew, I've been informed that Tennessee is actually UT Junior versus the real UT. UT Junior. That's what I heard from some Georgia fans. I'm going with it. Texas hate will not be tolerated. We've been getting a lot of Texas hate already today. It's all in good fun, though. It's time Coach Sark has a serious conversation regarding Arch. I don't think anything like that is going to happen. University of Toledo is the real UT. Oh, man. What are my predictions for next week, OU Texas? Look, I'm not going to predict them to not win, so I'm just going to get that out of the way right now. On the fly, no research, not really looking into it very much. I'm going to go Texas 27, OU 24. I'm going to go 27-24. We'll see what happens. I'm going 27-24. It says the team that couldn't beat a 1-3 Gators team. Do I really need to go back through some of Tennessee's losses over the past couple of years? I mean, we can. I'll have to do it another time, but we can. I don't think I need to say a whole lot more, though. Come on now. Hello, Sumble. Baby. We'll see how it goes. King of the City, appreciate the follow. Look, if every game goes like this, it's definitely going to be hello, Sumble. I do watch postseason when the Rangers are out, but I don't follow it as closely, and I don't follow it over Texas football. But look, tonight, I'll turn on some of the games for sure. 100%. Absolutely. But you just happen to be catching me on a football show. Do I think Arch will improve? Absolutely. Willie, we're going to get 6 games. Come on, man. We're going to win 3 games. I don't see that happening. I think that is a super hot take. There's no way Texas ain't making it to a bowl game. Tech might run the table. I don't know about that. Chris Thoughts. Look, if it makes you feel any better, I'm putting out a baseball TikTok. I'm putting out a baseball reel here in a little bit after I get off the live. But let me actually, you know what? At the end of the show here, I'll get on MLB. Phillies are up 3-0. I predicted Phillies-Yankees World Series. Now, the Yankees are not looking great today. 10-1, they are losing. They lost today to the Blue Jays. So that Yankees pick is not looking great after one game. But Phillies were my pick coming out of the NL. We'll see what happens. A-Dub, can't see it. Texas not making a bowl game. That feels like the worst hot take of the day. And not you, but I mean, I haven't had like a ton of people, but a number of people have said they're not making a bowl game. I mean, look, I don't know what's trash talk and what's not, but I don't see that being a realistic take. Jesse, appreciate the gift, man. Chris, Yanks are your team. I said Yankees World Series, man. I mean, look, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not actively cheering for that. But if you're just asking me objectively, that's what I thought. Zach, good game, brother. Zachary, not at all. I mean, look, we were in the SEC championship last year. So I don't really understand the welcome to the SEC and all the SEC stuff. I don't really get that at all. Literally played 1 year in the SEC and made it to the championship game. No O-line whatsoever. Monster Law, was not good for the O-line. Absolutely not. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. Yeah, Yankees were not good today. Absolutely not. All right, y'all. Appreciate all you guys hanging out. Yeah, Brian, that's a good point. The point here is this is a team with some new faces on it, and we will see how they continue to come together down the stretch. But we did know that coming into this. This was a team that was going to have an adjustment period with some new guys on the O-line. That was a big story coming into this season, and looks like it is playing out to be accurate. Surely hope it gets better. 49-0 OU game, one of my favorites. Yep. They've done that to us a couple of times. Roy Williams, I remember when he played for OU, they had a game like that where they just crushed Texas. I will say this, guys like CeeDee Lamb and Roy Williams that ended up getting drafted by the Cowboys. Obviously, a part of me at first is like, I guess since it's the Cowboys, we'll make an exception and cheer for the OU guy. But a part of me is like, man, I'm so glad they're playing on my team now. Roy Williams was devastating when he played in college. And then he also had CD totally torching Texas up and down the field. So a part of me at first is like, I don't know. But then you see how good they are when they're running around and you're like, okay, I guess we'll keep them. Arch McDonald's. Red River's going to be fun for sure. Appreciate the gift, man. Drew, thank you. Appreciate that. Thanks for the generosity, guys. Hey, we're going to get off. We've been going an hour and 40 on the show, man. If you're just tuning in, I'm sorry. We've been going an hour and 40 minutes. We did the live play-by-play. And now at this point, we're going to wrap it up and we're going to go cheer for Mississippi State. It's 3-0 right now at the end of the first. Ohio State just scored a touchdown on Minnesota at 7-3, end of the first quarter. And we have got FSU, Florida State, leading Miami 3-0 halfway through the first quarter as well. We'll see what happens. Patrick, you go enjoy that game, brother. You go enjoy that game. Tactical JRM, appreciate the comment. Red River's going to be fun next week. You should come back and hang out, buddy. Come back and hang out. Appreciate all you guys. Hey, we'll probably have a Horns video out at some point, maybe on Monday or Tuesday. I found that when I post it on NFL Sunday, the vids just don't get as much traction. So much NFL stuff going on. So we'll probably save our Longhorns vid for Monday or Tuesday, something like that. But we'll have something out. And then we'll be back Saturday next weekend for Red River. And we'll also be live tomorrow, by the way, for the Cowboys game. So we'll go live probably fourth quarter for the Cowboys game. They're playing the Jets tomorrow. Hopefully they can build off the tie from last week. That would be ideal. Jets have not won a football game yet this season, appear to be in shambles. What could go wrong, right? What could go wrong? We'll be back tomorrow, though. Hope you guys come back and hang out. And then every Wednesday, we do our Texas Rangers off-season show. We'll also mix in a little bit of postseason baseball as well. Appreciate all you guys hanging out. Drew, be nice. Be nice, Drew. Come on, baby. That's what they said before the game today, but they were in the swamp. I mean, right? What could go wrong? I mean that seriously for the Cowboys. Like, you are just never shocked by what you see. Seriously. Hey, appreciate all you guys. Drew, thanks for the follow, by the way, man. Hey, you guys have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday night. Horns, they got to figure some things out before next week. That is for sure. But I hope you guys enjoy some college football tonight. Enjoy some NFL action tomorrow. Have a great rest of the weekend. And as I always say to end every show, God bless and hook 'em.